All right, welcome to a late night video for the JNCIE-SP. So let's get started. Hopefully we can finish the topic that we're on. And the topic is event options. Okay, so I wanted to do a example here that is in the official Juniper configuration. I actually wanted to do two examples. So last video, I tried to get NTP working again. I tried in a previous video, but it's going to be important to have it working for this so that it has the correct time so that it can trigger the script at the correct time. But what I can do to get around that is to just manually set the time on the device. So I'm going to be doing that. I will share my screen and then set the time. Okay, so I'll do all my configuration on router 1. Oops, so it looks like there's the glitch. Yep, it looks like the glitch. I don't know what triggers that. And one thing I'm really curious about is if I can still log in on the Ubuntu guest. Okay, and it looks like I can. So I think I'm just going to do my configuration from the Ubuntu guest, even though I can't access the terminal, and that will save me from a lengthy reboot. So I can just set the date manually using the format displayed. Okay, and this is the date and time. I'm not sure what format it is in. I'm going to treat it as though it were in 24-hour Central Time. So right now it is 9:01. So 24-hour time, it's going to be 12 plus 9. So it's going to be 17 hours. Okay, and then I'll set that to 2 so that it's close. All right, so the date is set. It is now, oops, and it's set in UTC, so that's not going to be the accurate date. Let's see if we can change that. So we can edit the time zone. We'll set it to Chicago time zone. Okay, so now we've got the current time is in CDT instead of UTC. I'm not sure if it's CDT or CST right now. I will look that up. So the current time is in fact CDT, but we're going to need to reset that time so that it's accurate. Okay, so it's no longer going to be 17. Oh, actually, this is going to be the time, I think, because this will be, yep, so this is now CDT instead of UTC, so this same value is going to be accurate now because it's a value for CDT time instead of UTC time. All right, so let's continue on with the example. We're going to just be doing the second one. There's no need to do the other one. All right, so let's make the configurations. Okay, so it looks like what I've got here diverts. Okay, so it's because I'm in the edit event hierarchy instead of the event options hierarchy. Okay, so let's do a reboot tonight at midnight, and we can hopefully have that CLI recover because we've got the because the device will reboot. We'll have had to do that anyway. So we do a request system reboot. Okay, and I think we're going to need to use quotes. Oops, and it looks like it just randomly froze. Sometimes it will just freeze in the middle of the entering configuration. It's pretty rare, but it does happen from time to time. Looks like it might have happened here. Oh, no, it didn't happen. Sweet. It just paused for some reason. That's definitely a preferable outcome to it freezing. Okay, so we're going to go with request system reboot. Let's just do a check to see if that is a valid command. Yep, so the command is going to be request system reboot. Okay, so let's commit that, and then hopefully in the next video tomorrow, this will reboot, and we will have that command line back. So let's move on to the next example. Raising an SNMP trap in response to an event. And let's get a trap back when this reboots, so we can tell for sure whether it did or not. This example configures an event policy to raise a trap and to execute an event script in response to an event. The following example configures the event policy to raise trap on OSPF neighbor down to trigger the RPD OSPF neighbor down event, which indicates a terminated OSPF agency with a neighboring router. The event policy action raises a trap in response to the event. The device sends a notification to the SNMP manager if one is configured under the edit SNMP hierarchy level. So we're definitely going to need to set that up. Additionally, the event policy executes the event script ospf.xsl in response to this event and provides the affected interface as an argument to the script. The $RPD underscore OSPF underscore NDR DOWN dot interface dash name argument resolves to the interface name associated with the triggering event. The event script output is recorded in the file ospf-out, and the output file is uploaded to the destination management-archives, which is configured at the edit event options destinations hierarchy level. To invoke an event script in an event policy, the event script must be present in the var db scripts event directory on the hard disk, and it must be enabled in the configuration. Okay, so let's try to get a trap when this reboots. So we're going to use a custom name. So we're going to call it raise trap on reboot. And then we're going to set events. And it's going to be system reboot or reboot. So we're going to need to find which events this belongs to. So I'm thinking it belongs to either something that starts with an S or something that starts with an R. So I'll narrow it down by specifying that. So system shutdown looks like a good candidate. Let's see if there's anything for reboot. Okay, I don't see anything, so let's go with that system shutdown. Okay, so now we're going to need to configure the event policy action to raise an SNMP trap in response to the event. And let's take a look at what other options we've got. So here we can see that we've got an event script, we've got all sorts of options, but let's raise the trap. Okay, so we have an optional action to configure additional actions to take in response to the event. But I don't think we'll need to do that. This will be enough. But we will need to do additional configuration that isn't specified in this. And we'll need to specify a SNMP server. So you can see we don't have one specified already. So let's do a set question mark to see what the commands are. So it looks like the command's going to be simply server. Oh, so one thing that's interesting is we don't have a community string, so we're going to need to commit them to do that. So let's set the community, and it'll be my server, or let's call it guest-1. Okay, so I don't see what I need to include to configure this. Let's go back into the configuration I had before. Oh, okay. So I think that'll be fine. This is the community string we can use. So it's going to be guest-1 is the community string. So let's commit and quit and see if we can do an SNMP pull back. So let's see if we've got the command SNMP or if we've got any similar commands. Nope. So we're going to need to apt-get that. Oops. Before we do that, though, we'll need to go into, yep. So now we got to retest. Nope. So we don't have this command at all. So we got to apt-get it. All right, so now we've got SNMP, so let's try to use that command. Whoops, and it looks like it's hanging up for some reason. Really not expecting that kind of behavior. So I wonder what the issue is. So this, yeah, so it looks like it's just randomly hung up. Be really nice to finish it out today, but if it's just randomly hung up, I don't know how possible that's going to be. Yep, so it's randomly hung up. I think I'm going to end the video here because I'm obviously very tired, if you haven't been able to tell from all the yawning. So I'm going to hang up the video here. It seems to be broken anyway, which requires some sort of investigation. And we'll start tomorrow. Hopefully I can get in a early morning video and we can just set up that, oh, but we won't get that trap back, which kind of is not ideal. Yeah, so we won't get that trap back, unfortunately, but I think, you know what I'm gonna do? I'll just say that this is done because we know that it would have worked. The test again is on the Juniper VMX. It's not it's not a Linux exam. So we're gonna say that this is complete. So I will create the title for the video and then the tags that are going to be included. Oops, and one thing I did not do is a commit full or restart event process when I changed the date. So I'll include this down here just because it seems pretty important. So I'll include that on both of the videos. But that's going to be it for this one. So let's mark this done. All right, so I'll see you in the next video where we verify that this router 1 has rebooted. If it hasn't, that's okay. I think event options are pretty much straightforward. But we'll be moving on next video to learn about Python onbox, OP commit event, and SNMP scripts. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.